Hollywood's reigning queen of understated sensuality, Dakota Johnson, is pulling back the velvet curtain on one of the most delicate and often misunderstood aspects of movie making: sex scenes. And for the first time in her decade-long career, the 50 Shades of Grey breakout is revealing just how much of that on-screen heat was navigated without a safety net. Appearing on the latest episode of Amy Poehler's Good Hang podcast, Johnson opened up with refreshing honesty, dry humor, and a whole lot of behind-the-scenes insight as she reflected on her recent experience working with an intimacy coordinator, a first in her 10-plus years as a leading lady. "Honestly, I'm always psyched up for sex scenes," Johnson laughed during the conversation. "But this was different. It was the first time I had an intimacy coordinator on set. And she was really great. It was so cool because I'm so used to just powering through it. You know, it's a sex scene. It's not sexy. It doesn't feel good." Let's take a moment to let that land. The star of 50 Shades of Grey, arguably one of the most erotic mainstream film franchises of the past decade, is telling us that even at the height of her career, she was navigating intimate scenes without the now standard practice of using a coordinator. That's not just surprising, it's industry shaking. From Grey to Grit, a journey without intimacy. Coordinators. Johnson, who became a household name for her fearless portrayal of Anastasia Steele in 50 Shades, revealed that when she took on that career-defining role in 2015, intimacy coordinators simply weren't part of the equation. "There were no intimacy coordinators then," she said matter-of-factly. "We were figuring it out as we went." While 50 Shades catapulted her to international stardom, it also placed her in a cinematic space where vulnerability and physical exposure were constant. And yet, she didn't have the support systems that many actors, especially women, now rely on. The very idea that the intimacy coordinator, a role designed to protect and empower performers during sensitive scenes, was missing from such a high-profile set is a stark reminder of how far Hollywood has come in such a short time. But for Johnson, who's always radiated a calm blend of confidence and introspection, this new chapter, one that includes proper guidance and care, feels like a long-awaited evolution. The science and soul of a sex scene. "There's actually so much prep that goes into filming those scenes," she explained to Poehler. "It's not just show up and take your clothes off. It starts with the character. Who is she? Is she supposed to be this super hot fantasy girl? A lonely housewife? Is she conservative, nervous, bold?" Every answer to those questions changes the tone, energy, and even choreography of a sex scene. It's character work first, then body confidence, then technical detail. And that's where intimacy coordinators come in. "Once I understand who the character is," Johnson continued, "I think about how I want to feel in my body, especially if I'm showing my body. I want to feel good. My mom raised me to be really proud of my body, to love it, to treat it with respect. I've always felt so grateful for that because it means I can use it in my work and it feels real." Dakota's relationship with her body and screen presence. That perspective, steeped in both feminism and artistic professionalism, is one of the reasons Johnson has remained such a compelling figure in Hollywood. She's never been afraid to bare skin or emotion, but always insists on doing it on her terms. Her performances never feel gratuitous. They feel lived in, purposeful, and emotionally raw. In How to Be Single, 2016, she captured the messy charm of modern relationships. In Cha-Cha Real Smooth, 2022, her portrayal of a young mother struggling with romantic isolation was heartbreakingly real. In Am I Okay? And Persuasion, both 2022, she further explored the subtle dimensions of desire and vulnerability. And now, with Materialists, her latest film, currently in theaters, Johnson is once again commanding the spotlight with fearless nuance. "So, I guess in my work, sex scenes are something that I feel brave with," she shared. "When they're used the right way in a story, they're really important." she's not wrong. When done correctly, intimate scenes can be narrative gold, expressions of character, power dynamics, or emotional truths. But when mishandled, they can be exploitative, awkward, and even traumatic for the actors involved. And Dakota Johnson has lived on both sides of that line. The power of an intimacy coordinator. Enter the intimacy coordinator, a relatively recent innovation in the industry, but a necessary one. Their job? To choreograph sex scenes in a way that ensures actors are comfortable, boundaries are respected, and the storytelling doesn't suffer. Johnson's first experience with one, on a film she's yet to name publicly,